So as you guys hopefully know, I have over the last 6 months been ordering my shopping online rather than going into the shops and buying it myself. And the reason behind that is, one, it takes up a lot of time. Number two, I don't like people. I don't like people in supermarkets, and everyone just like walks about like it's a bloody museum, and they're just like cramming the aisles, and everyone's rude, and it's just sometimes a bit like chaotic, right? Instead, just bring it to me, okay? I'm happy to pay an extra £4 for delivery for you to bring it for me. I think the one issue that I've ran into when doing home deliveries is they will send you things which are close to being out of date, which sometimes can be a bit of a problem, but I mean, it's very minor in the grand scheme of things. So yeah, if you're following a meal plan, like this is so easy. Like I just literally click one button and everything is in my basket, and then I just go on the checkout and it takes me literally 2 minutes to order this food. Whereas if I had to go to the shops, it would take 30, 40 minutes. I then have to queue up and do the checkouts and having to then put it in the trolley and then bringing it back. Like fuck that shit. And what I've done is I've just calculated everything that I need for the week and just buy it for the week, rather than what I've done before in the past is I've gone to the shops like fucking 3 or 4 times throughout the week because I've ran out of stuff and I've not calculated right. So I've taken 5-10 minutes just to calculate what do I need for the week. Boom, I know I need this amount of eggs, I need this amount of crumpets, I need this amount of veg to last me for the week, if that makes sense. Anyway, stop waffling. First things first, kitchen roll. Make sure your fucking kitchen is clean. There is nothing worse than having shit all on the sides, and I'm OCD about cleaning. Like I love cleaning, so kitchen roll is an absolute godsend for me. We've got some nice sponges as well. Look at this, got some Ocado sponges ready and primed to use for some washing later. First thing that I want to show you is I have bought some Pepsi Max Cherries. In my opinion, Pepsi Max Cherries are the best fizzy drinks on the market by 100%. I buy these for Vicky because I have been drinking her Pepsi Max Cherries. I'm not the one who's dieting on 1500 calories at the moment, so I bought packs for Vicky to make up for me basically drinking all her drinks, which she'll be very upset. Well, she'll be very happy about that, but she was very upset about me doing that. Next thing on the list is some Vimto sugar-free squash. Now this is great. I love this. Like I said in my previous video, you don't need to just drink boring tap water. Like for me, I can literally pour some of this in here and drink the rest of this so much easier, and I get my fluids in at the end of the day rather than not getting my fluids in. So little things like that make a big difference. They also buy a big almond butter as well. Like this is 1 kilo of almond butter. It's so much cheaper when you buy it, even though in the grand scheme of things I'm paying like 17 quid for this, which sounds mad. In the grand scheme of things, it's actually so much cheaper buying this compared to buying like a really small one. So always get for the bigger options because they are actually a lot cheaper. I've got my butter fry light calorie spray here. This one is the goat for like the old crumpets that I said in the previous video. Gives it a slight buttery taste. So yeah, if you're not actually having butter in your diet, then this is probably the closest you're going to get to it. One thing that I take a lot of pride in when bulking is I still get my vegetables in. There's nothing worse than watching someone not eat any vegetables. Like I watch high-level IFBB pro bodybuilders and they just have chicken and rice, and I'm thinking, where the fuck's the veg? Like veg for me is an absolute must in a diet plan. I've got to have vegetables and I've got to have a variety of it. So a lot of people say, I can't get my 5 a day in, and I'm thinking, I can't not get my 5 a day in. Like it's impossible for me to do that. So spinach, I love spinach, easy to get in. I add that into my omelets, as you've seen on the full day of eating. Again, if you're dieting, this is actually great in terms of actually adding in more volume. Very little, calories for it. I think per 100 grams is 30 calories, and 100 grams of this is a lot. Keep in mind, this whole bag, 320 grams. So very, very good in terms of calories there. I think my favorite veg is green beans. If I had to pick one vegetable for the rest of my life, I'm gonna go for green beans. So green beans in the mix there, and also some bell pepper. I'm a big fan of bell pepper. I think when it comes to fruit and veg, just try and get a variety of different colors. Loads of colors, loads of textures, all of those sort of things. So just mix it up when it comes to, so many people sit there and go, oh, I don't like veg. And I'm thinking, mate, there's so much fucking vegetables out. How can you not like one single bit of veg? What I say to a lot of people as well, if you don't like veg, you need to grow the fuck up. How can you not like vegetables? It's like being a kid. I don't like veg. No, I don't want that. Shut the fuck up. Next one, kale. I like kale, spinach up there, both of those mixed in together. Kimchi is, like I said in the previous video, we have these little side dishes that you can get. So we've got some kimchi, I believe somewhere as well. Here we go. I've got some beetroot and I've got some gherkins as well. So again, little side dishes that we add into like our beef mince and rice just to add a little bit more flavor. And again, you want to make your food tasty, and this is all fermented. So the beautiness of fermented food is you do get benefits in terms of the gut. You've got to make effort with your food. The issue I see with a lot of people nowadays is I look at their food and I think that looks like fucking shit. Like, make effort with your food, and it all starts from here. It starts with your eyes, right? If you look at food, you go, that looks good. It makes you hungry. If you look at shit and go, that doesn't look good, you're not going to want to eat it. So even when you are bulking, make effort with your food, because honestly, you'll keep your appetite really well. And the biggest problem nowadays with a lot of people is that your appetite is the number one thing that stops them from progressing their physique, because they can't eat anymore. If you keep that appetite nice and high, you can push for longer. The more you can push, the more muscle you can potentially build. So that really goes hand in hand as well. Broccoli, so just some broccoli really. Yeah, I like broccoli. I have broccoli in the mornings first thing. And because I'm a lazy bastard as well sometimes, I've got some cauliflower and broccoli pre-chopped, because let's be honest, I start cutting this and it just goes all everywhere, and I'm just thinking, I have to wash up, you know, I have to fucking clean the worktop. So yeah, I've got up some cut up broccoli and cauliflower just to mix in there. And again, we also have some salmon fillets. Now, I was looking at what is the best like salmon fillets out there. I saw that these Superior Scottish salmon fillets, apparently these are really, really good. So I've been having these for the last couple of weeks, and to be honest with you, I have not been disappointed. So rest day, salmon fillet, it's my opportunity to get a little bit more fish in. I don't really have too much fish within my diet. However, on a rest day, I do like to really make an effort with this. So yeah, got myself some salmon that we have on the rest days. Plenty of Bertford Brown eggs. So I am a big... Mangy, no barking. You're ruining my video. Bertford Brown eggs, big fan of the Bertford Browns. Now, I've always said, once you go over to the Bertford Browns, you never go back to anything regular. And then since then, I've just not ever gone back to anything else, and it just doesn't ever compare. For me, yes, they are definitely expensive. I mean, the only thing that I really ever spend my money on is just food, really. I don't really spend money on other stuff. I wear, as you can see, the same clothes as the last YouTube video. I'm a very normal, average guy in that sort of sense. So if I can splash a little bit more of my pocket money on eggs to make me feel good, I'm certainly gonna do that, that's for sure. So yeah, I'm in a weird little bubble in my life where I like spending money on better quality food, you know, but I don't spend my money elsewhere, to be honest. The next thing on the list is some Greek yogurt. Now, Vicky uses this at the back end of her diet. Now, you can, if you are bulking and you are struggling to get more calories in, you can go for the 5%, and I think they have 10 or 12% as well. I think so many people like avoid, like for example, even like beef mince, like people always go for the 5%, but the 15 and the 20 are just as good. Obviously, yes, it has more calories in it, but when you're bulking, like you get the same amount of volume, let's say 150 grams raw weight, but you're getting maybe an extra 100 calories from that. Yes, the fats are way higher, but at the end of the day, it's calories, and you need calories to be in a surplus. For anyone who is bulking and struggling, you can get yourself the 5% ones, you can get yourself the 10 or the 12% ones that I do. Again, it's extra calories in the day, and it's going to maybe help you get your calories in if you are someone who is busy or has a lower appetite, for example. Stocked up on our sourdough crumpets. Now, I've used many sourdough crumpets. I've used Tesco's, I've used Lidl, I've used Aldi's, I've used every single supermarket. The best, in my opinion, is Marks and Spencer's. Of course it's going to be Marks and Spencer's because it's the most bougiest one. But honestly, if you are into your crumpets like I am, definitely get yourself some from Marks and Spencer's because they're very fluffy. They taste like quality, right? The little ones, don't get me wrong, little ones do the job, but when you go to these, it's just like fucking hell, like that. You know, there's just a difference there. So if you've got the extra cash, definitely splash yourself some bougie crumpets from Marks and Spencer's. Obviously, as you can see, I think I've got 5 packets here. We go through quite a fair bit. I go through 4 of these a day, every single day. So we need a lot for the week, that's for sure. Eggs, or egg whites, I should say. So we basically use the usual regular large eggs, but we only use the egg whites from these because these are actually a lot cheaper than buying like the bottles of egg whites that you see. I think there's a brand called Two Chicks in supermarkets, or you get it from like bulk powders. I don't know why, but it just tastes different. It just tastes like chemically and processed, whereas these actually taste a lot better. So what we'll simply do is we'll crack the eggs. We'll use the egg yolks for the dogs, so they get to have an egg yolk each day. And then what we will also do is just take the egg whites and just have it like that. That's how it normally works. So as you can see, I've got 4 or 5 packets there because we go through about 100 ml, which is about 3 egg whites or 3 of these eggs each day. And as well as that, I've got, if I can get it out, I got some mushrooms as well. Now, I absolutely love the old chestnut mushrooms. These ones are absolutely bang. However, this does need a fucking wash. This is sometimes the problem with buying online, is these look a little bit fucking muddy, a little bit earthy. So I'm definitely gonna have to give those a bit of a wash. Final one, Quaker Oats free 3 kg packet. big one. I'm sure you could probably find these online, but Ocado, they sell 3 kg packets, which is handy for us because I eat 200 grams a day. Vicky has 65 plus 65 is 130, so that equates to 330 grams of oats per day, which is quite a lot when you think about it, especially when you buy like a kilo packet. That's gonna last us, what, 3 days pretty much? Yeah, pretty much 3 days, which is never ideal. Whereas these fucking hell, Georgie boy, these 3 kg packets, they are handy, especially if you do love a bowl of oats. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know they actually sold these 3 kg. I can't fucking speak, bruv. What's going on? I didn't realise they sold these 3 kg packets, which are very handy. I'm sure now I could just go online and I can just type in Quaker Oats 3 kg and it'll probably come up. But I never knew. I've obviously gone to the supermarket and the supermarkets don't sell big ones like this. Maybe Costco might sell it, but normal supermarkets don't sell anything like this. So yeah, handy. And oh, my babies. Quaker Oats is the best oats all bloody day, all bloody day. So that is pretty much it. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed that little bit of the video, and of course, buy some foods yourself and try it, you know, experiment, find what you like. And you see sometimes what I eat and you might look at that and go, oh, it's a little bit boring, but it's what I enjoy eating. It's what has allowed me to make the progress that I've made so far in my physique. And to be honest with you, like, I do like eating healthily. Like, I do like eating that sort of way. That's why I go to the gym in the first place, because I remember growing up as a kid, I was always eating, like, my mum would cook me like a stir fry on the weekend. She would make me like almost kind of like a roast dinner. She'd make me like potatoes. I'd have some sort of meat. I'd have some sort of veg, you know. I've always ate well throughout my whole entire life. And I don't sit there and go, oh, fucking hell, I crave eating junk food, you know. And as I've got older, I've started to appreciate my body a little bit more. And rather than having like cereal post-workout, like, don't get me wrong, I love a bowl of cereal. I just think it makes me feel like shit and it just doesn't really provide me much benefit anymore. And I do value my health, he says, whilst taking steroids.
What's up, guys? It's your girl, Vixer123.
She's in a very bad mood today.
I'm in a bad mood. Do you know what it is? And I'll be very open and honest on camera. I hate it when people lie. I hate it when people lie. Obviously, I run a business and I pour my all into my coaching. And when you have people inquire for coaching and they might not be able to afford it, or you might not be the coach for them, or they might actually see me and think, Vicky, actually, do you know what? You're really shit. I would much rather them tell me like, Vicky, I don't like you as a person, rather than come up with a lie and then it comes out on social media. I just don't like it.
Yeah.
I just don't like it. Because the thing is, I'm so honest. And I'm a kind person, you have to admit.
Yeah, you are. You're overly...
Anyway, I'm just in a bad mood. It doesn't matter. The moral of the story is, be honest, guys, because the truth hurts, but lying makes you a wanker.
But it says more about them than what it does you. It's not a reflection on you at all. It's a reflection on... They have to lie about something, then that's a reflection on them.
I think it's always the case. Like, even when I actually think about myself, you know, when I'm angry about certain situations, or if I find something really triggering about someone else, I always look at that like a reflection. Like, it's a problem with me. If I'm bitchy about someone else, I'm like, that's a problem with you, Vix. You need to address it, which is why I don't like bitching.
Got you, Vicky. It's okay.
Sorry, guys.
We'll cheer Vicky up, you know. She's low fucking hell.
Thanks.
Lower calories makes you feel this type of way.
Yeah, I think I would be absolutely fine given the fact that, you know, I could have had a refeed right now, but my coach decides to, you know, think that I'm actually overweight and obese right now and won't give me a refeed.
It's annoying because I'm literally eating double the amount of calories that Vicky's eating at the moment.
We're making rice. And I've got 50 grams and you've got 3 times as much, almost 3 times as much. And he has the audacity to sit there, look at me, be like, I'm hungry. Are you what? You're what?
No comment.
Yeah.
No comment. It is always a nice feeling when you open the fridge and it is nice and full. I mean, this is a proper bodybuilder's fridge, isn't it? Look, yogurt, you got your sauces, you've even got monsters that we barely even drink, got our eggs at the top there. Always keep the eggs in the fridge, keep them a little bit fresher. We've got our Pepsi Maxes, pineapples, some other fermented bits. We've got all the jazz here, beef minces, we've even got the dog's raw food in there, the salmon and the veggies in here. That is very aesthetic to look at when I open it. Little things like that make me happy. I hope you enjoyed that part of the video. We're now going to dive into this week and a bit of an update of how the week has gone so far. So we've completed week number 3 of the off season so far, and momentum is building. Performance is going up. We're going to go into the data in a second because I think you guys enjoy that. I don't necessarily get much feedback on whether people enjoy it or not, but I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking about it. It's kind of like my weekly check-in for the week in itself. So yeah, we're building momentum. We're slowly but surely gradually increasing numbers. I think this is probably the most like patient I've been when it comes to progressing lifts. What I often find myself doing is I do it for a couple of weeks because I want to, you know, really make sure that I'm accurately improving my lifts without allowing my form to slip. But then what happens when I get to like week 4, week 3 or week 4 is I then just go, oh fuck it, I'm just gonna start just chasing numbers, and I get a little bit bored of just the slow progressions, if that makes sense. But I'm going into week 4 right now, and I'm definitely going to keep up the momentum of just small little bits here and there, and even staying at the same weight as what I was last week and just improving my form, or maybe getting an extra rep rather than just going, oh fuck it, this week I'll just add 5 kilos, and then what happens is I get like 4 or 5 reps down from what I did before. So let's take you through the data and show you how this week has been. It has been a very good week in the books. I am happy with where everything is at, and I often say to a lot of my clients, like, if you're complaining every single week about something going wrong, something's wrong, okay? If there are, I see a lot of people mention how, oh, it's a bit boring, things are the same as what they were last week. Okay, well, don't look at that as a bad thing. Look at that as a good thing. If something's going wrong every single week, that's a problem in itself. Generally, bodybuilding and building muscle is the same thing day in, day out, every single week. Simple as that. So if you're sitting there right now going, well, everything's the same and it's going really well, that's a good thing. Don't look at it as a bad thing, okay? So mindset perception is so fucking key in those situations. Anyway, scale weight is actually holding. Average this week, 79. Last week was 78.8. The week before that was 79.01. The week before that was 78.5. So over the last 4 weeks now, I've gained about half a kilo, but the last 2-3 weeks, I've completely slowed down to maintenance. Like I said in the previous video, I don't mind scale weight holding. It doesn't need to go up every single week for you to be in a calorie surplus, okay? However, a big however here, I don't believe staying at maintenance for maybe 4 or 5 weeks. Like any longer than that, I feel like you're just gonna be wasting time. So I predict I will probably need to add in more food. But the reason I haven't added in more food recently is, number one, I've not needed to because I've still been progressing, like I said in the previous video or the update video. But number two is I'm planning to go back on cycle, and I want to add my food in when I go back on cycle because obviously there will be more drugs in my system, my scale weight will be going up. I'm going to basically maximize the surplus that I'm going to be in whilst being on cycle. So I've kind of been holding off a little bit. However, I still haven't done my blood work yet, so I'm probably just going to need to bite the bullet and just add in more food anyway, because again, I don't want to be wasting too much time with the time frame that I've got left of the off season. So bear that in mind. If you are maintaining for longer than 4 weeks in a surplus, or you're meant to be in a surplus, you are going to be wasting a shit ton of time, okay? Plan of action next week. Food increase will probably go in. This week, we're heading up to Newcastle. So I've had to change my training around because I'm training with a client, Pantry, who might be watching this on Saturday. We're training pull. And obviously I'm traveling up to Newcastle today. So I usually would train today, but I'm not going to because tomorrow is my rest day, but I want to train at Ultraflex Durham. So I've had to maneuver it around a little bit. So I'm training pull tomorrow. I'm going to train push, and then we'll train pull on Saturday. However, I need to be mindful when I'm training at Ultraflex Durham, I can't afford to fucking send it as much as I want to because I'll be training pull in 48 hours time. And it's important to remember that when you're training a muscle group in close proximity, you can't afford to fucking bury yourself. Well, you can, but you'll be absolute in the bin when it comes to your recovery. So I need to be mindful of that. But I wanted to make sure this week, with the changes to the days I'm training, I'm still hitting my back 3 times a week, because that's the goal. The back is a weakness. I'm hitting it 3 times a week, regardless of whatever I do throughout that week. And I want to make sure that I'm training 5 days that week. So just a slight change in terms of the split for this week, but not too much of an issue. Sleep's been great. Blood pressure's in a good spot. My blood pressure this morning was actually the lowest it has been for a while. My blood glucose as well is actually the lowest it has been for a while. So I'm actually really chuffed with that. One thing that I say to a lot of assisted people is that even during your TRT phase, keep on top of your fucking blood pressure. Like, just because you're not on cycle, you still need to check these things, okay? So I do mine, as you can see, at least 2 times, sometimes 3 times a week, depending on where things are at. So make sure you're doing your bloody blood pressure, okay? Because that is the silent killer in bodybuilding, that's for sure. So yeah, food is pretty comfortable right now. My appetite is actually decently high. I haven't had a meal plan for a long time, like I said previously, because Vicky is currently dieting, and the last thing that I want to do is be eating fucking junk food in front of her while she's on lower food. Like, I just don't have that in me. I know some people can do that, but for me, I'm going to support Vicky and just stick to my plan. And I'm eating 3,600 calories on a train day anyway. It's hardly me. I'm hardly eating no food at all, right? When you actually think about it in the grand scheme of things. So I'll talk about when we add in food, how I add in food, and what we look at in terms of progressions, where we look at carbs, fats, how many calories, all that sort of stuff. Off season, it's all about ticking the boxes. Like I said to begin with, if it's the same and things are going well, motherfucker, you're doing a good job. If it's going terrible and you're moaning and complaining about this every single week, time to reevaluate what you are doing, okay? Building muscle is boring. It is. It's the same shit every single day. And if you're looking for fucking something new every single day, every single week, hands down, probably isn't for you. So fucking enjoy the routine, enjoy the same old, because that is bodybuilding. And that's what I fucking love about bodybuilding. That's how it complements my lifestyle and my routine. So remember that next time around when you start complaining about shit. So overall, it's been a positive week. My food's in a very comfortable, chilled spot. My training is going very, very well. I'm in the groove of things. I'm in the groove, and I'm fucking doing everything I can to make sure next time round I step on stage and look my best. The only downside I have at the moment in terms of how I'm feeling is that I do feel like, despite my scale weight being maintaining over the last sort of week or two, I do look worse. Does that make sense? I feel like I look worse. I feel like I look soft. Whether that's in my head or not, or whether I look back at this in 6 months' time and think you're fucking chatting a load of shit, George, I don't know. But I just feel when I look at myself, I'm not as lean as what I was. Whether that's down to now me eating, 3,500, 3,600 calories per day, and obviously over time, food volume, you are gonna look a little bit softer. I don't know. But either way, I remind myself of this isn't the time to be looking a certain way. Fuck that. I'm here to build muscle. I'm here to grow. And building muscle and being in a growth phase, 99% of you probably aren't going to look a certain way. You're probably not going to like the way that you look. And that's okay, because there's a time and place for me to look really good. And that's me stepping on stage. So remind yourself of that if you are obsessed or worried about how you are looking, okay? So guys, I really hope you have enjoyed today's video. If you have, comment down below phone. I'm gonna get this video uploaded, I'm gonna send it across, upload it to YouTube and fucking share it. Please like, please subscribe if you have enjoyed watching the content so far. Next video will be on Sunday, 6 PM. I will be up in Newcastle, so we'll probably get a Newcastle Geordie fucking vlog going out at some point. So if you're looking forward to that, make sure you tag along and follow the journey and follow the process. All right, guys, lots of love, thumbs up friend. I shall see you guys in the next one.